The
But-
new Monroe
yeah.
Police Department.
Is that where that's
But
gonna be?
since I only had one pane, it might.
Because they won't let you drive through the whole lot now.
Um,
That's where the police department's gonna be.
Just like.
Anyway, I got on their
These
mailing
speeders
list.
out
That's a
anyway, 'cause
corporate
my
store.
son's pane's broke on the one side.
They
of
sent me an email for
so
a
when
large.
they take it out, I'll put
Okay,
a-
okay, wait a minute, we
a
got
wire
somebody
through
has a
it.
floor here.
Oh, shut up.
Well, I was just saying, it's like, so when they pull it out and replace it, I think I'll put a wire, so I could wire cameras outside, and then bring, still be able to bring the stuff in there.
That latest replacement camera, it's a 1082, 1050, whatever it is, camera. It's the 2 meg. It has PTZ, pan tilt zoom, not zoom really, pan tilt,
The big one.
and it's there like 35 now,
Yeah.
that's a good price. Totally functional, talk through, listen through, alarm on your phone, motion detect, and they do pretty good outside. I haven't had any trouble with them outside under the eaves of the house, kind of semi-protected. $35. SP019.
You know if you can read it with VLC? Can I directly connect it? Because anything I can talk to with VLC, I can use with motion.
I think you can. I use iSpy. I know very little about that, but it uses drivers that I've seen similar in VLC. It looks like you can,
Okay.
but knowing how to do it, you probably have to go to iSpy and look at their commands and turn it over to VLC. I think you can.
Cool.
With motion detect, does it get bothered with a wind blowing or?
Oh yeah. Outside they're really not
And
very
the clouds
helpful.
and the,
Well,
yeah.
If you got an area that
the
doesn't
wind
have,
itself doesn't do it, but the leaves being moved by the wind.
if you have a lot of trees, you're going to have trouble not only with the leaves moving, but with the shadows moving and the
Oh,
limbs
yeah.
moving and everything moving. So yeah, outside is not very helpful. You need the what's the one with the infrared, Leroy? Infrared detectors.
For heat signature.
Separate. They have separate sensors that detect infrared instead of motion. They detect motion, but it's infrared motion.
Mm-hmm.
And they're cheapo. They're everywhere. But some of the cameras have them built in, and they're much better. Your cameras
PIR.
are PIR.
Yeah. No, my cameras don't have
Oh,
that.
okay.
Mine.
Inside they're fantastic, except you don't want it like we have windows around the doors,
Mm-hmm.
and the sun comes in, it'll trip it periodically. So you gotta figure out in a room, get it away from the windows, and inside they're fine.
Or tape newspaper on it.
Yeah, we have. I've made inserts for our windows when we're gone out, and inserts up there. But for $35, my God, it's and they're smart, and they don't use bandwidth unless you inquire into it. You can't watch everything at one time unless you do something like I use iSpy, and I go look at that window and see everything at one time. But pretty good.
So I was curious, I haven't really messed with the software stuff too much, but like I said, just tinkering with it. I've got 2 other kinds of cameras too. I wanted to tinker with.
Is that what yours
like
shows
Linux.
tonight?
I really like to have it hardwired on its own network instead of on a Wi-Fi, so that people can't like block it or something. That's really a big deal, but.
The trouble is, I put a new one on, and it's number 20, and I'm doing 2 frames per second on the all the time because you can't do full speed on 20 cameras. Guess what? You're gonna be in trouble. Just.
The other thing was I was watching a do-it-yourself thing or whatever, where they take like the old cameras out of laptops and hotwire them to USB, and they plug that into a Linux box on whatever USB powers it and runs everything. That'd be interesting to throw a couple of those around just for.
A couple is about all you can do.
Yeah.
They're not made really. Windows 10, Even the newer Windows 10 cameras, you can do one and it works pretty good, no problem. Fast, good audio, whatever. If you plug a second one in, and the third one, nah. And the software seems to hate each other too.
I've got 5 USB cameras hooked up to my machine in my bedroom. It works
No
fine.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got video 1, video 2, video 3.
What brand are they? Are they the
Cheap.
Logitech?
No, they're cheap. Oh, I've got one decent old Logitech. I guess now it's probably listed as 720p. Something 9000. I don't know, pretty decent size. And it was, at the time, it was a great camera, but that thing's 12 years old now, maybe older. But the others are just crappy 640 by 480s. Some of them are the little waterproof ones that are on the end of a 25-foot cable. They're 1/4 inch diameter and 3/4 inch long, and those are actually pretty darn good.
Probably Windows drivers. I always suspected Windows, but the Logitech drivers have some issue with Windows because you start adding the second one and it eventually causes problems. So run Linux, Steve says.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
I always say that.
I was just wondering if it's depending on the device, if you're on like USB 1 versus 2 or 3, you make a big difference too on how much camera throughput you can do. USB 1 doesn't support that.
I think mine are all on USB 2 ports except for the one Logitech, and they seem to work fine.
No, so the do-it-yourself security system is like saying, get it like the laptop with all the USB ports on it, and you just like get the battery on, so if the power goes out, it'll still record for an hour or two. Interesting idea. Got a half dozen laptops laying under the desk. I figured, start playing with some of these cameras.
The $35 camera also has the built-in SD chips.
Yeah. I was thinking I didn't have a SD chip to put in my otherwise handy at the time. I found one yesterday. I knew I had some micro SD somewhere.
Does it do talk through? You can listen and talk through? Oh, okay.
It's just wants to do it through an app. So like I tied it to my iPad. And then they've made I guess in the like 2 months ago, they made it finally implemented where you can stream it to your PC through your browser. So then you can take that URL or whatever and type it in your VLC. They finally like people have been asking that for like 3 years, and they rolled out in like December. I didn't get that far on it, but
That's one of them. Took me a while to get these SP019s onto iSpy, and they're on VIF also, whatever that means. And they finally integrated it into iSpy. You just write commands, shove it in, you're done.
But yeah, I haven't fixed my robot yet. It needs to be rebuilt, so probably a week before last or whatever.
Mike, what you got on your mind?
Oh, not much. I'm glad I'm here. I had a terrible cough for 4 weeks. Just, I thought it'd get people sick. Had no energy.
We thank you.
Computerized.
Hadn't been to China, right?
No, that's what. No coronavirus for me, I don't think. I went to the
I
doctor.
had the coronavirus once.
Did you?
Drink too much of it.
Corona on the beach.
Line.
Missed the line.
I went to
That's
the
where you
my
have to
regular
read
doctor
on.
appointment on the 27th. I said, well, he just write it out. It's not an infection. I never got the flu. I got a flu shot, but I got that stupid call.
One of my
Glad I'm
buddies
here.
was down in Mexico, and I thought it was Lyme because they would serve beer down there. They always give you the Lyme, and then they said bottles, because they reuse the bottles, they don't bother to wash them. And that's why you got the Lyme, because the Lyme will sterilize. That's nice to know.
They think alcohol kills the germs, or
Well, yeah, the alcohol kills germs, but then, you know, you still got the outside use, so they use the lemon to kill everything else. Like, that's nice.
You got anything, Dale?
Nope, no.
Well, Mike's
Talk about
back.
paperwork.
I'm back temporarily. These are goodies for grabs.
Uh-oh, better look before you get it, pass it by, Leroy.
Okay.
Where'd you get those?
They are trash finds.
Are they headphones?
Those are
Earbuds.
Earbuds.
Earbuds. Apple earbuds.
Oh, okay, no, not for me. I have
You have
be
to have
able
an
lay
Apple
on
phone to use Apple earbuds.
Thunderbolt port.
They've got a weird,
Oh.
like everything else Apple. they've got a
Everything's
weird
proprietary.
connection.
That's really cool.
Well, you're an only Apple guy. Oh, you got Apple stuff.
I have an old iMac.
Oh, okay.
The original iMac
Oh,
with a
okay.
30 megabyte SCSI hard drive.
I've got one of those nano things that I load my books on, but I don't use it that much.
And this case also.
How do you get all this interesting trash finds?
Well, this isn't really the interesting stuff. The interesting stuff.
He keeps the interesting
I
stuff.
found a $1,283 head for a guitar amplifier, and somebody had thrown it in the trash because it had blown the fuse.
Wow.
It's a really difficult fuse to find.
Oh no!
Well, they probably didn't know what was wrong with it. They just assumed it.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I have one Apple thing. It's one of those.
We also had some
It's not a
problems
phone or
with
anything.
the ballast in
Download
our
and use it.
kitchen lights. So we ordered some LED replacements that did not require a ballast. Excuse my cough. The instructions are right. They look like they've
I'll
been
take
run
it, see
through
if I can
a
use it.
translator 3 or 4 times,
Oh, yeah.
forward and backward, and then given to someone who has no idea what they're talking about. So I'll pass those around. It says before you cut out the ballast, make
All
certain
this
it's
case
the
is
right
up for
type.
grabs.
I do not need the case.
Yep.
I don't need a case.
How much would that cost?
I
you?
can't use a case.
We bought them after
I can use the
Amazon,
case.
got 4 of them. I think they were $23.
Does anyone else want the case? I can use it.
For all 4?
Leroy.
I kinda figured they'd probably
Headphones.
cheaper
I can't
for
use those.
iPods. I've got one eye.
From a
They-
bulb shop.
It's got the lightning.
Yeah, they've got the lightning
The-
connector.
Menards has them, but they require you to leave the
I just
ballast in
wanna-
place where the ballast is what was the problem.
I'll use
So
this.
it doesn't make sense to buy something that required ballast when you're going to go in.
I always use this.
They don't have regular LED bulbs in the Menards?
They do, but they
That's-
are a
looks like
replacement
Apple
of the kind.
Yeah.
You don't remove the ballast.
Take it home, see if
You just take the bulb out and put another
try
back
it.
in.
He's
Yeah.
happy to get rid of it.
You
You
know, I
can
ordered,
Leroy.
because the ballast
He's
was
not as
bad, I
bad
ordered
as
to remove the
that.
ballast
Bad.
and have
Yeah.
the bulbs that ran off
Yeah, so they've
line
got the
voltage.
ballast, LED ballast. The original, they don't have.
Is that important?
This is instructions, we just passing around.
They're humorous
Look at the-
instructions. Gail would like that.
Fluorescent lights.
Oh, the,
The bulbs I've been getting,
Turn off the power, that's pretty good.
yeah, you just whack the line
That
of
one's
the
not too
ballast
bad.
and then hot wire to the,
Okay.
each
but they're
tombstone
saying
or
the
whatever.
tombstone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I
Different
left the
terminology.
ballast in there, but I mean, they're not wires in there.
Well, they are
But the,
tombstone connectors.
Right, that's
I
what
got
it was.
another one out of an
See it
option that
here.
has a ballast for the LED thing now.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that was like an earlier generation of the LED bulbs.
As far as I could tell, there were 3 different LED replacement bulbs. Those that operate directly off line voltage. Those are compatible with an electronic
What is this
start
compatible?
ballast, and those are compatible with the old electromagnetic
Bluetooth.
ballast.
Yeah, it'll work with everything.
And since I
Maybe it's
didn't
carried.
want the ballast, I took that
Yeah,
off.
well, I'm really shocked that they have ones that run off the old ballast as an LED.
I wonder if it
Well,
works.
they're, take the bulb out, put the bulb in, don't trust me with electricity.
Yeah. Well, but that's, if you switch into LED bulb, it's probably the ballast first. And it costs you more for the ballast than it does for the LED bulb.
So it looks like they're starting to, on the tube lights, tube replacements, they're making them where they're not removable.
Oh, they're not.
They're not, they're like $10 for one of those, but they're not removable. Well, and why would they be?
If they're gonna last 50 years,
Yeah.
I don't really care whether they're removable
Yeah.
or not.
It's not gonna be a problem for you.
No.
I'd like to buy an LED light, something equivalent to 150 watts, that has a continuously adjustable brightness on it. And I have one of those in an old halogen thing, and I like that light. It was, bounces off the ceiling and gives you direct light. But I can't find one from anybody that has an LED version of that.
They do advertise some of the LED bulbs are dimmable. So you can put dimmer on.
Are they dimmable with new type? Or are
No, they require an LED dimmer. They're
Okay.
higher frequency.
Okay.
Okay, so everything's gone. Good.
Did a good job. Excellent work. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
We still have some more cupcakes.
And those have got to all be gone before I take the empty container.
Mike?
No, I've had one. That's enough. They're delicious, though.
I only had one.
Well, you had one red and one green, huh?
That was this one. I'll get it. Anybody have anything else?
Did I miss a lot in my 4 weeks of not being here?
Yeah. Yeah, we missed Art.
I saw him at the Linux.
Oh, okay.
He popped in. He goes, "I'll be here for a few weeks."
Missed, rabbit guy, I don't know his name.
So I did see Art one time. I assumed I would see him more than one time, but it didn't work out.
Does he teach back in
San
Ohio?
Jose Community College.
Yeah, I knew he did out on the West Coast. I didn't know when he comes back here.
No, you
I
got a
don't think
daughter
so.
here.
He lives in Milford out here and has a daughter.
I would say he might when he comes back next. I got the impression that they might be here. I think he retired.
And I think his wife spends time here more than he does.
Yeah, if he retired, they were likely coming this way.
That's what that's the impression I got. I don't know that for sure.
Leroy brought in his AI cameras last week, which
Yeah.
is really cool.
Missed.
Well, he's gonna show some of them tonight too.
So tell everybody who we are.
I'm nobody.
You're the
It says
you're
AI
your poop on
camera.
nobody.
I was just curious how an AI camera works.
I haven't seen has Frank been here for? I haven't seen Frank in a while.
Been a while.
I haven't seen Frank in anything.
A late Frank.
Oops, I'm sorry.
I don't need it, but I'm going to.
We saw him a few months ago. He came by.
Yeah. Marcus showed all his, his floor plan and all that.
For a while, really.
He'd been here. He was here last week.
Marcus?
Vicente.
Vicente.
Yeah.
Marcus went to him for a while. He threatened to come back. He had finished a project and he said he would be back next week. That was
Never
2 weeks
showed.
ago.
Man, a week before last, he was here for the robots. And they was giving them out, wasn't he?
I actually still have 2 of those robot part kit things. If somebody wanted to donate money to Ray for them. don't think I'm gonna play with them. I might play with them. I don't know. I don't know
You
what I'm
better try
doing.
to get rid of
I'm
it.
just here.
Ray's probably
Pat-
going
Patty-
all over the country still.
Patty saw them and went,
What are you doing?
no more robots.
She's a pushover. You got her trained.
I'm actually surprised she knows that there were
New.
a couple more there. So maybe she pays more attention than I think. So.
I got one of them
See,
from
last
him.
week she could see out the window, and this week.
So now she can't see it all, so it's open season.
Well, my wife Julie says, I'll take a project, say, I'm thinking about doing it this way, what do you think? And she said, well, you could do it that way, and I'll just wait till you die, and hire somebody to fix it the way that should be done. And I'll use your money to pay for it. At which point I say, how should it be done?
That's pretty good.
And let you live till next week, and so everything works out good.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny what Patty notices is there and what she notices isn't there. Or,
Yeah.
you know, what I bring into the house and she never ever pays attention to, and then I bring a robot in and there's another robot. What? Are you singing?
My phone is. I rarely get a phone call. That's funny.
Do you wanna do this now?
I think so.
Okay.
We did the route. We did the circle. And now it's your floor.
All right.
As the junior poobah in charge.
Well, as things normally work out, it's not a complete demo, so it's a partial demo. Because that's how things normally work. I have 4 different.
If I sent these not here, I'd take pictures.
Yeah.
Is that Starbucks
Pizza Starbucks?
with the other guy who usually sits here? What's
Is that where he's at?
Mark.
yeah?
That bomb.
They're talking program.
He's
busted.
Mm-hmm.
He drives all the way from Eastgate. Mark does.
These are K210 AI chip based cameras. I have this one that's got a little tiny screen in it, and it's got some other sensors built into it, temperature sensor and some buttons and some other stuff. This one is actually the one that I guess kind of started this whole thing, and it's got a bigger screen and a different lens, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. They're pretty much the same thing. It doesn't have like all the other sensors in it, and this one here is even less. It doesn't have a screen on it at all. It's got the SD card, so you can still put programs on an SD card and models on the SD card, but it's just a very basic one with UART out or I2C out, so you can get the information. So
Is that the entire code for that?
yeah, this is the face detection code. So-
GPU sensor reset sensor dot task equal load. So it's just constantly loading.
Can you fill the screen up with that? Because back here I can see there's different colors.
You can see colors.
And this is on your, what software is that you're displaying this with?
It's the IDE for the camera.
Oh, okay. And it's, you download that or does it come
Yeah,
with-
that came from Speed.
Wow.
It's Python. This is Python.
How different is that from
So there's
the?
so you can see the boundary box around his head there. You can see the boundary box
Oh,
around
you got two of them.
both of them.
How does it know
you're
to
a little
seek
bit-
out the face?
This right here, this is a demo, but they made a bunch of training models of faces, and they're already preloaded in there. So
So it's already buried.
the interesting thing is it. Let's see, it's all his face more or less.
Maybe that's
It's
too
in,
white.
in different orientations. It has a problem. So if he's upside down, you can still tell that it's
But
a
it's
face.
not grabbing Barry's face.
But if it's sideways, it's having a problem.
Okay.
There goes it. Found him, kinda.
Kinda.
Sort of, kind
Oh,
of.
it's kind of washed out there because
Yeah,
of
it's
the
kind of
lighting.
bright and washed out. But it grabbed you two right away.
Yeah. See, now it thinks Jim is a face,
It's not looking. It doesn't
Until
grab
it took his
Don.
hat
though.
off.
but it can't. It can't
It's
see
too
Don.
far away. Too far away.
Yeah.
Or
I-
Mike in the back.
Or Mike.
I think
Well,
Trevor,
I
no
have my
glasses,
hands
I'd
over
see.
my face too.
Do what?
I have
Yeah.
my hands over my face, so I'm thinking it's.
Yeah. Now
I
it
think
sees
that's
you, Don.
me
Yeah.
without glasses.
A little bit.
It's got
A little
Don
bit.
and
It-
Barry.
It kind of thinks. It kind of
Yeah.
thinks that you might
There's
be a person.
Vicente.
I think further away is more difficult.
Yeah. It's grabbing Don and it did for a
Vicente.
second.
There's Vicente.
Grabs Vicente's pretty face.
So you can see the resolution's pretty low though. It's QVGA. We could actually stop the demo, and we could try to make it bigger. But that's going to make it work
Even better.
different. No,
Different.
probably worse.
Slower.
Well, the
Yeah.
picture's brighter there.
So it doesn't like that.
Oh.
It's looking for something. We broke it. Let's work it again. So it sees it. It even sees him in profile.
Yep. Sees Jim.
It's easier to see the handsome people on
And the upside down people.
The upside down people.
It's drawn to that black
So-
hat.
If you're good looking, it doesn't matter
Um.
that much. Upside down.
So there's that. The website. The demos.
Mark.
Where did
Okay.
Mark's missing?
It'll grab Mark's face.
Well, it would if I was running the demo. It might.
Gail ratted you guys out. We know where you were.
You guys were hiding.
You guys were at Starbucks. Busted. She ratted you out.
We were on the way to the bar.
There's Mark.
Said where they were.
It's all Mark's face.
Did it break the camera?
Yeah. Pretty
It's
much.
got you upside down.
So you're,
Ah, yeah.
you're right
Yeah.
up there.
I'm the one with the hat.
Yep. And every time you put your hat in front of your face, it disappears.
It's like little kids playing. Okay, let's see.
Let's see here.
Did I miss too much to catch me up, or what are the graphs on?
I don't know what the graphs at the bottom are.
Red, green, and blue.
Red, green, and blue.
Rocky Mountains.
There's a on GitHub, there's dozens of different demos that we could find a line, find a face. That's what I'm doing now, is finding a face. Anybody got anything with a QR code on it?
What?
A QR code?
I got a barcode. Not a QR.
Not a QR code. Sign up. Why do I want to sign up?
In the phone.
So what camera are you using there?
The M5 Stick V.
The meeting announcement has links to a lot of his resource information.
Oh, okay. Well, what's the M5 that we've got?
That's just ESP based.
Yes, okay, gotcha.
This is supposed to read QR codes. Let's see if it can do it. It's not doing it. Why isn't it doing it?
Focus. Then look for another one.
Didn't like to.
Did I miss something? No? I don't have anything.
How about the one out of Wikipedia?
Maybe the phones are too bright.
Here, okay, now it's getting in focus on the big screen.
It's not even. What it's saying? What you put in front of my face?
Yeah, it's not reading them.
It's not reading it.
That we'll save that one for next time. Maybe I could print some QR codes off and get it to do it. Anyway, there's dozens and dozens of it.
Try this one with less, maybe less intensity. The screen.
He knows what a face is, but a QR code?
That's out of the meeting announcement.
What you showing me?
It should
Oh,
just
great.
pick that right out. Should just be able to read that.
Here's another one. Here's a bigger one.
Yeah,
And he has links to the documentation, etc.
not doing so well, is it?
Great.
It's like it's not even registering.
It's like it's not even there. Anyway, that's the camera that I used last week, where we. So if we, this camera is cool because it even has a little battery in it, and if we reset it, it'll start its own little program up. And this is the one last week that we were looking with and it recognized the bottle and the battery. And
Those are colors up there, red, green, and blue.
yeah,
Except they're kind of washed out red.
Take what you can get.
Yeah.
That red ain't pretty. Get out of here.
It's kind of like a maroonish
that red is.
reddish.
Is that what you're saying? Did you just say that red's not pretty?
Well, it's not a traditional red.
It's no traditional man. Uh-oh.
QR code off of a box. I probably just broke everything though. I unplugged it. Hang on. Let's go again. Transit software.
It's alive.
Oh, holy cow.
You're saying it should pick that up.
It should.
Pronto.
That's pretty small there. I don't know if you have the resolution. You'd have to get closer and focus it. Yeah, does it focus?
No, it's a fixed focus.
Okay, so it's just too small.
It's a good idea. Good try.
I'll reshove.
That Coke bottle isn't, or the Pepsi doesn't have one, does it?
No. I wonder if they're calling. I wonder if it's.
The other one right in the trash.
Does it have a QR code on it?
code.
Oh, okay, I can make it bigger. Should have done that.
I almost wonder if they're.
Here's a bigger one.
I don't think the size is.
The issue could be the resolution is. No.
It's just not reading
It's
it.
like it's not even recognizing, not even a bit.
Not even trying to read it.
Do you expect it to freeze once you get it? And
I expect it to actually say on the screen or that screen what that QR code says.
What the English interpretation is.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting it to do. But I wonder if they're calling it QR code and they're actually reading a different kind of code. Because, Chinese translations don't always work the way we think they do.
So it's about 6 or 7 frames per second? Is that?
We could do a frame per second thing if you want.
I mean, we can set it.
Well, at the bottom it says 7.1.
Yeah. We can, one of these demos, it'll actually display up on the screen. I played with that a little bit. Frame per second display. So the little robot that's sitting here next to me, it was going to find a face and follow the face around, but it did not work.
This one right here?
Yeah.
I wanted to see it drive around.
It's fine.
So-
It's not okay.
There you've got 13 frames, 11 frames right up here,
16, 14.
16, 14.
Yeah. Frames per something second, probably.
Right up there. And it's not displayed on this screen. It's told it right here where to display it. So it displays it up here, but it doesn't display it on the LCD. Because
So what's the 11?
that's frames per second.
Well, okay, I see. There's a point. I see the decimal point now.
Yeah.
I get it.
So that it's not updating down here anymore.
Down here.
Down there it says 7.2.
Yeah. It's not updating it down there anymore.
Okay.
Up in the, yeah, I see it up on the.
And we've got, we can make some changes if we want to. There, now you can see it real well because it's against that that green wall. There's a find green blob. So every green thing that it sees will be,
A green blob.
yeah, this whole room will be a blob.
Mhm. These are green.
Here.
Does this one have the progressive learning thing where you can teach it? If you spend a lot of time, you can get more concise?
So
It learns. Yeah.
yes,
Cool.
not quite like that. You
Headshot.
you train it. You take a bunch of pictures, and then you run it through training, and then you get a file back that you put on the SD card. And
Can you recognize individual people when you do that?
if we trained it to
Recognize
do that,
Blue
yeah.
Jays if you do that?
If we trained it to do that,
I mean, no.
if we trained it to,
Recognize cats?
if we trained it to do it.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
So we're going to find this whole room is green. Because this whole room is
Green
green.
blob.
Look, green is everywhere.
Not in my bank account.
Yeah, not
Not
on
my,
mine.
Green color the vacuum.
what's going crazy on that
Well, it's
green bottle.
there's the green bottle.
Oh, the wall is kind of greenish, so
Everything's
Everything's
green.
green.
sparkly. Yeah, it's finding the bottle pretty good.
That green book down there, it sees everything else, but it does have an outline around the green book.
Hold the
Does it
book
give
up
you-
where you're
How
seeing
about
it.
that?
That's a little better.
So when it puts the outline around there, does it give you the coordinates of that box?
It's got the whole wall in the back there.
Yeah.
That's what it's got. Let's see.
You
got
can,
the wall.
We can just assume
We
that whole.
can reprogram it to.
You got too many targets. It's
Yeah,
going
but
crazy.
It's going crazy. Jim is all green.
To get those cupcakes,
I don't know if we can.
big red versus green.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a nail.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure Mark doesn't get any of those.
Against. Oh yeah, it actually
It's identifying the green and excluding the red
Yeah.
and excluding the blue.
and the blue.
Yeah, doing a good job. That's good.
There we go. That's a good picture of it.
Yeah, it definitely is. That's a good idea. 'Cause you get
Which
You
part?
got all-
Most of them or the.
brown table, we can easily
Well,
distinguish.
you can't even see
Yeah,
the.
put that in there, see if it gets it.
As you put more and more learning into it, does it make it slower?
Mm-hmm. Got it.
I would think it would make it slower. So it may take a half hour to recognize my blue jay.
No, it's fast.
Yeah, right. Picked up that bottle cap.
Yep.
Problem with green. Green's
Take a
everywhere.
screenshot of some of those Leroy for the advertisement to class next week. It's Windows and print screen.
Yeah.
He's running Windows? What?
It's only software. I mean, you know, you gotta go.
And then they'll think we have cupcakes
the-
every week, right?
You
I
just
can't-
have how
I-
fortunate would green dye cupcakes? What are the odds of that?
Mm-hmm.
There's just no
He's in the
software for
know.
Linux stuff.
He's in the know. He's in the loop.
I'm thinking that there's maybe one more package of red and green cake mix.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it's gonna have to recognize devil's food.
Somebody's just probably gonna have to take a picture because I can't manipulate my hand. I've got to hit the function button and the
He doesn't have enough arms. He's not.
Well, see, I can do it.
hit the function
Need
button.
more
or I'll
finger
hit the
power.
print
It's
screen.
this and print screen.
Yeah.
That and print screen.
You got to hit the function button.
Oh, really? That's probably not going to work then. Okay.
Four people and there's
Function
still not enough
that.
fingers.
Yeah, how many, what does
There.
it take?
Capture it.
Wow, yours worked.
Mm-hmm.
Mine never worked doing that.
Did it actually do it? Where did it save it? I don't know where it saved it.
In the print screen directory typically.
Yeah.
Clipboard
So
if you want to paste it into a paint program, probably.
Yeah. You've suffered through Windows a long time, haven't you?
I need a better tool for clipboards. One of these days.
Screenshot. Use a program
There we go.
Somebody had to do something.
I found it.
Do a screenshot.
Dun dun dun.
Cool.
Click it to the
Trim it out and put it in paint and trim it out and put it in the meeting announcement next week. I was surprised we didn't have any people interested in this crap. I got to do better pictures and advertise.
Look at all those little
green. Everybody
magic
green.
dots on the green wall.
So really, I don't know if I've got a whole lot more that I can say because
It's only 6:15. You got to start tap dancing right now.
Now this is very simple. This is just, do you have to buy Python or download Python to do this, or this is all included in the
it's in the IDE.
some IDE? Man,
Is Python's usually Linux related?
Python is just a program.
It can be different platforms.
Python is a pain in the butt. It's what Python is.
This is script language that run on whatever.
So they have Windows Python and all these different Pythons.
That's the program for this little doofus to drive around.
This is an IDE from them.
Yeah.
Have a cupcake, Vicente.
This
Not the green.
Which one?
All of them.
Try
They're all
that,
the
Brett.
same, but yeah.
He said it must be empty before he gets his container back.
They taste the same.
Mhm.
Color has no.
got
doesn't-
pecans
the
and all.
color
Meaning-
doesn't change the flavor one iota.
Yeah, they have different nuts
Who-
on
who
them. so
made
you can
them?
choose
Different nuts. It's a
Now
walnut.
what's that
That's an
program do?
almond.
that's the program that's on this little
Cashew.
doofus.
Oh, okay.
That's the program that I got from the guy who
It
had a
looks
lot
like-
of these capitalized when they shouldn't have been capitalized, and he had the indentations were wrong, and I've mashed it back together as best I could, but it's not working right because I'm not sure that I've got it indentated the way it's supposed to and all that. But somebody asked,
So you know the syntax of
oh
Python.
no, I hate Python, and this is this is a reason why. But somebody asked how we know, like if we wanted to know the location of that block right there. Down in here we've got a target ID number. Of course, this is for faces, so there would be it might say 4 or 5 or 6 different targets for faces.
Can you make that big enough for me to read it?
I don't know.
'Cause
I could-
I'm
That's
back
pretty
there
small.
again.
That
I
wall ain't
love
big
it.
enough.
I love seeing the
Plus.
purple
Yeah,
and
it'd
the
be like
amber
2 letters.
and blue, but I'd much rather see what the letters
You
were.
got to sit up front. On
I had to
first
do that in
few.
7th grade.
Control Plus probably does it.
I'm going to try Control Plus, but Control
Boing.
Plus doesn't seem like it's doing anything.
Gotta hit shift.
It got bigger.
Oh, right. I can read that. Thank you.
Now see, this looks like C to me. It's just regular like C, huh?
Oh, it is C essentially now.
Python and C
It-
are similar.
Python 3 point whatever is the same syntax as C now.
Is it?
Well, then I could deal with that.
So you have an old different opinion of
Oh.
Python now that it's C.
This whole indenting thing is a pain in the.
It forces
Keister.
indentation. It forces more conformant code. Is that what?
Yeah.
Well, it just doesn't work if you don't indent properly.
Okay, so it forces you to
and
convert.
it doesn't. This particular IDE doesn't like you see where it says spacer or sensor dot set pixel format space parent sensor dot. It doesn't like spaces in some of the spots, and it doesn't like spaces not in some of the spots.
Do you get to guess?
Yeah, it's fun.
I love that.
You hit the upload button and it tells you there's something wrong, but it doesn't tell you what's wrong. It just tells you there's something.
Does it tell you at least what line it's on?
Yeah, yeah. It does at least give you a.
Card 156, not red.
Now, why is it kind of stardusting on that green background there?
because we're still running the green blob.
Gotcha.
It's all green, yeah.
It's kind of a drab green, so it doesn't know what to do.
Well, it's green.
Okay.
But anyway, down in here somewhere, where we can find the area of whatever target we actually want to look at. So our target is 0. So we look at the width and the height, and we can figure out what the area is, because width times height, and then we can draw a rectangle around it, and we can say, here it is in a coordinate kind of situation, which is down here a little bit further. But you can do some funky math to get that information if you really want it. And that's how that little robot works. It gives it, and then it drives towards the face, hits the face, and stops.
So you gotta move fast, or it runs you over.
Yeah.
This is the actual code running.
In this, there's something wrong with it though, because
There are a lot of space that supposedly don't go there.
well, I can show you the original website that I got it from, and it was a mess. It was a mess. Stuff was capitalized when it shouldn't
Every
be.
variable must be together close to the point in all the cases. I,
You would
point
think.
W, close without spaces.
You would think.
Don't want to learn
You would think. It complained about some of this stuff. It actually complained more because stuff was capitalized when it shouldn't be than about the spaces. It complained about this line right here. It complained a lot about that until I took away a bunch of space. There were a bunch of spaces.
Does it kind of highlight and tell you this is wrong, or how do you know it's complaining to you?
It'll tell you the line, and it'll give you an
Okay.
error message, but it won't tell you
what the problem is.
what the problem is.
So it's a very
That's what debugger's for, because everybody knows how to use those.
Anyway, I am not happy with, or I'm not impressed.
Do you like
with
C
that.
better than Python?
Yes,
So now that they're the same, do you feel better about that?
They're not the same.
I didn't know they were the same.
Similar.
Python does not have phi and ESAC. Can you put that in?
Do what?
If you get rid of the indentation but and an if with phi, does it work?
But I know that there's.
You can change you have replace command in this
semicolons and
this
all
editor.
all that glorious stuff that Python got rid of. That you do automatically.
Find and
for you.
replace, yeah.
You can replace space
kind of
dot
funny, so
space.
The
By
second
dot,
generation
in all the
C
text.
Kind of Python
Okay.
because they didn't want to learn C, so
Mhm.
let's turn Python back into C because nobody knew C existed. The modern coders.
What am I doing? I know what I'm doing.
I'm seeing that in Rust. A lot of stuff is being recoded in Rust. And it's
Is it video?
C.
Yeah.
Oh,
Never let it go
this is the
much.
one where it finds, where he has it finding a light.
Goes backwards.
Green
The
light.
follower.
Yeah.
Almost like it was made by Chinese, but it's written by Kirk.
He changed it to
I don't
follow a
understand
face.
it, Why it's so.
This is where I got the program. And that's probably why I got a lot of weird stuff in there, because Google Translate didn't translate as good as it could have.
Oh my God.
But so look here, I mean, we know that the variable I is lowercase. So right here it says I is capital.
Oh my god.
I is capital. W should be lowercase. I is capital.
Spell check. Getting toned.
Oh yeah, I went. I spent several hours. Well, I spent at least 2 hours going through it, just hitting the compile button wrong. Okay, clearly that needs to be a lowercase because I mean that's easy enough to see. But some of them were like, I didn't know the indentations were wrong, or it wasn't really telling me that that's what the problem was. It was just saying there's a problem on this line.
Python 2 of some kind.
Yeah, I think it's like 2.5, 2.7, something like that. But anyway,
For
that's
a
that's
free copy, you know, you're not gonna get a lot of diagrams
Yeah,
built in.
it's not free because
No, it's
print
Yeah.
always has
That's
yeah,
these quotes.
right. It,
my
well, and even print
love-hate
is
relationship
capitalized.
with
Yeah.
Python. I don't think
Wow's
I've ever run
capitalized.
into
That was the
Yeah,
very
yeah.
first error that it
version
gave
to
me was
version to version is not necessarily
This is the
compatible.
translate
Fix
applied to
things.
the code.
yeah.
Well, so
So I need to go
Like,
through it
Can turn
again.
off the translate.
2.5.
I'm gonna have to, I guess.
ran
I'm
three
going.
different
I'm gonna
times,
go through it
come
again
back with 3 different solutions
because it's not working.
for the same command.
Yeah.
Which is fixed.
I wish
in
he would just
2.7,
upload it to.
You have
to-
another browser there?
You know, so that it
No.
has the same
Just copy the address and use
output
another
all
browser.
3 times.
He was using.
I wish he would have. I wish he would have
Yeah.
uploaded it
Well,
to.
that's
GitHub or
three, it's like,
something.
oh, you put all the C syntax
'Cause I
back in.
coulda-
That's why
I coulda
like Python
dealt with
2
that.
was because
This
it
is
didn't have all the
Japanese,
C
Chinese?
syntax.
I think he's Japanese.
I hate having to
I
put
think
a
he's a Jap-
semicolon at the end
I
of
think.
every line.
That-
Like,
that
why don't
is
you just do that automatically?
Crazy, isn't it?
The Japanese seem to love the M5 stack stuff. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Make it do that.
I'm going to work on getting this to track faces, and then I will try it again maybe next week. or
This is the
something.
translator, this icon,
I don't know.
touch this. Show original, yeah. There. Now you have the right.
Oh, set the right case.
I sent these.
It fixed some of the
You
case
can
problems.
just copy this and you have to.
I sent he's too smart. He's
No.
too smart for my good.
No.
What was the icon you clicked on?
Translator.
Translate.
Took the translate off, so it's back with the Chinese or whatever.
Okay. And
I
so
think that that's
the translator
Japanese.
believed a single I should be
Capital.
me,
Yeah,
I.
it's
I.
converting code into English instead of leaving
Is
it
that
as
Japanese?
And run the convert, and then you could
Nice.
cut and paste the English
Chinese.
translation of the.
Need the cupcakes?
You need more cupcakes?
You are yours?
I only had one. No,
No,
Mike.
Mike.
Mike here. That's a usual suspect. When
Bad-
he
bad
shows
for
up,
my diet.
that's good. They're good. You ready for another one?
No, it's okay.
If
Everything
you don't
must
eat all of
go.
them, he can't bring any more. You know.
Oh, they gotta all be gone. Yeah.
We said, you know.
I just have a banana nut cake in the Starbucks. Too much
Sorry,
cake
no
for
banana
today.
nut cake cupcakes.
Us bananas, just green and red.
Hmm.
I like compile.
Is that on the Chinese or Japanese characters?
No, those are comments. No
Are
problem.
those commented out?
It looked like they're
Yeah.
commented out.
They are comments in Japanese.
And we've still got a problem.
So is that a number symbol in front of them? 'Cause again,
Yeah.
Okay.
We've still got a problem. Yeah, I believe you. I just don't see it.
That's 300,000. It said 34,000, wasn't it?
No, it was
CPU
28.
versus
It was,
CPU?
should have been 28,000.
Do this erase the comment for a moment.
But that explains what it does.
Yeah,
We don't.
Yeah.
just like the instructions for installing the bulb.
That's right.
running.
Wow.
There's the thing.
By Sunday's hitting 1,000.
What? What is supposed
We're back to.
What did us?
Well, it's a face.
So if we were
Facial.
watching this in the serial terminal, it would be given coordinates
Over face. Over
for
faces.
of the face. So this thing could drive and hit you in the face because it doesn't stop. I'm saving that. That fixed it. Why weren't you around at 1 o'clock this morning when I was screwing around with this thing? Where were you, Vicente? Where were you?
Some people sleep at night.
He was up.
Other people not so much.
No, I was awake.
I was too.
At 1 o'clock?
Yes.
Tutorials on
I
cancel.
was seeing in Prime Video
I have
the
Prime
spans,
Video.
and a show that the name is the spans or something. People living in Mars and the
Okay.
Earth and supposedly in the
What's
future.
it called? Because I
But
lost
I got sleep in the computer.
I couldn't see
I just
it,
got
but
done watching a
Do slow motion the
documentary
5 videos.
I can
from the Netherlands called The Bind of the Universe. It's got English subtitles.
I can save this to the camera, and where's my thing? Then we can go to downloads, because it's in downloads, and you can start Putty.
The picture's kind of weird.
It's because it's stopped.
Oh, it stopped.
And we go serial, and we go, I think this is comp 6, and we go, what's our spot rate? 115. 115,
Don't forget HDMI cable next week.
Unable to open COM port 6. Okay. What COM port are we? Oh, because I've got to disconnect. That makes sense. Stand by. 'Cause we're going to be amazed.
Amazed.
You gonna make the robot run?
I don't know if we're going to be that amazed. It didn't increase. I tried to make it bigger. Now it found Vicente C, and there's
It's
numbers.
locked on.
So the program that would run on the microcontroller would interpret what those numbers mean and
Okay.
drive the.
They are in pairs, coordinates or something.
Yeah, I'm not real sure how he concatenates a bunch of numbers together and then unconcatenates it.
So then
Cat
we
eight.
put this on a quadcopter and then let it go.
Yeah, why not?
Find something green.
Parse and concatenate.
Oh, it's on facial recognition right now, so whoever it finds
Oh, yeah,
first is
that'd
going to
be
get buzzed in the face.
What if it's looking for the Incredible
The face of the Incredible Hulk. Let's look for both green and the face of the Incredible Hulk.
Right, then you know you've got the right guy.
There you go.
When he's in a bad mood.
So
Yeah, because that's going to make him happier.
The Grinch, right?
so from the IDE though, I just hit save it to the camera, and now every time I boot the camera up, it's going to run that code, which I don't really want, but that's what it's going to do.
Oh, if we do it.
So that's it. I learned something.
Yeah.
Super.
I learned
That's pretty cool.
untranslate works better sometimes. I'm serious. I literally, I was up at 1 o'clock in the morning, probably until 3 o'clock, trying to get.
Makes me tired just thinking about it.
I didn't wanna get up. at
Vicente
8.
comes in, 2 seconds.
You're up
He
at
knows
12
what the
o'clock.
problem is.
I spend time.
Went to bed just a little before 2.
We don't need to save all that. No, we don't care.
I'm sleeping pretty good.
I'll go. I'll go.
7.
I'll look at the sketch for the Arduino is up here or down here somewhere. It's in here somewhere, and I'll make sure that that's
Also,
right too.
also with comments in Japanese.
Yeah. That's hard to see. There's his face though.
Yeah.
It's hard to see, but that's what that little guy was supposed to do, is go.
Right for the water bottle.
Yep.
So now you got a little micro drone to put on Mars or something and look for water bottles.
Will there ever a place else in the universe? Why not Mars?
So there's a training program that's also in Python. You put it on the SD card and you boot it up off the SD card, and basically the one button here, you just start taking pictures of the subject that you want to be trained, and then you go to the M5 website and you upload all that training information. They send you back the actual training data.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. And at least right at this moment, it's all a free service for them to do that. I don't know if they're going to change that or not as this thing gets more popular. But this and that camera and this camera, they're all related to each other. They're slightly different. There's some slight variations, but they're all pretty much the same. So the code.
How much is the blue block?
This is $27. That's like $21-22.
It can
What-
identify marks different than a book.
Yeah.
Some kind of mark.
And yeah, there's I already killed the IDE. In the IDE, there's a thing that there's a in the tool list where you could create marks and print them out. And I guess you have to train it for those marks.
Are all three of those cameras M5 stack? Oh, what are they?
That's M5. That's M5. That's
You are M5 fan.
SIPEED.
Pixie.
SIPEED. Spide. Anyway, that these are like $20, $22. That one's like 17, but it doesn't have nearly the features that.
Are they all fixed focus?
Uh,
What's that?
well,
one?
I mean that the lens could be changed on.
Okay.
It
But
looks
it
like a
doesn't.
standard CC.
It's a standard lens.
And who's the maker of that one?
Speed.
Okay, gotcha.
But with them all being related to each other, with minor changes because the screen size is different, the same code runs on all of them. And of course, this one doesn't have a screen, so you just take all the screen stuff out because you don't need it because it doesn't have a screen. So there's minor changes, but the same demo code runs on all of them.
So the one that's on the robot, what is it
I'll
it's,
get that call.
sending like a XY coordinate or?
It's those numbers that you saw on the screen, that's what it's sending.
Do you get that whole thing when you order it? Or?
No, I printed that thing because I didn't like the screen just flopping around.
Yeah, okay.
That's just a regular proto board behind it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm not real happy with that case. That was one of my first attempts at making a case,
Oh, okay.
but it's better than having that screen flop around.
Does the screen, the screen has got a ribbon cable that goes around to the other side of the proto board.
Yeah, if you, it comes in a kit. You get the lens and the screen and the board, and you have to put it together. So I've never put that one together just because.
Those lenses, those are CCTV, closed circuit TV. I got a set of them if you ever need them.
Okay. So what,
That's what I use to look at the cars going by the house.
what camera do you generally use?
It doesn't, as long as it's a standard CCD, it uses a standard CCTV lens, it doesn't matter. They all fit.
What do you prefer then?
What kind of camera do I use?
Yeah.
I use the SP019 3 cams. 3 cam SRICAM. I was telling the guys today I got a brand new 2 megapixel 1050 PTZ. I use them outdoors, but they're not designed for outdoors. In fact, I think I got in the
That's the same thing that was
in
in
the
that
meeting announcements. I think
funky
I'll
case.
give you the model number. I'll put it in there. SP019 is the newer one. It's just a $35. I'll send you the link.
Did you already see this?
Yeah.
Came from this one? Okay.
I put it in the meeting announcement. That's what I'll
Thank
do.
you.
You can get them on eBay, and I'll put them in the meeting announcement now, so you can go to the live meeting announcement and look it up.
I'm sorry, it's SB.
SP019. It's a Shrecam. SRICAM.
What's the name of this thing?
Wherever.
It's in the box, okay.
SP019.
For the cost, for the price difference between that and that, this has temperature sensors and other. It's got I think
It's pretty nice.
it's got a bunch of stuff in it that
They're
for an
different-
extra $6 or $7.
Different strokes for different folks.
You've got
This
the
one does
MPU.
well with-
You have two of them, right?
it comes
I've
with
got
that,
2 of these. Yeah.
Okay, I take rid of this
and
to avoid it.
uh,
No repetitions.
You can also look at it with.
I don't need
the other
no
apps.
repeats. No repeats.
What resolution do you use?
But
usually?
the
I
blue,
usually use
the
full
little blue
resolution.
one's got an MPU in it,
It's 1052
power management
Okay.
chip,
for the
bunch of flash.
19.
Mhm.
It's got the speaker.
2 meg.
You have a
Yep.
LED
Looks like it.
Okay, you have brought this in before.
with flash or
Yeah, it's got-
continuous.
I've got the SP012, which is the 720, and this is the
In the
1050.
demo that
2
comes on it,
megapixel
you can hit the button
audio
and it'll
through,
flash
microphone.
like it
You
takes a
can talk
picture.
through it.
Wow.
I can talk through these.
It's got the button. Yeah. I mean, just for the money, I think $27 for that is a pretty good deal.
Free shipping?
No.
I need to add the shipping.
$4 or $5.
So better buy several
I was
stuff.
sitting in bed
I-
listening to
Several
them.
parts.
I always buy
And
more
heard
stuff
something.
from.
I started watching.
Somebody stomping around outside.
They will for $5 they will ship pretty much your entire order.
Okay, great.
So I buy a bunch of
Let's
stuff
move
from
this
them.
around.
Search time code is nuts.
This is a slow link here. Oh, it's Just trying to use the link, so it's probably the problem.
I'm waiting for the
So do you feed this?
the new model of this, because the new model has
Yeah, these
even
are
more
Wi-Fi.
features.
What's the new
They're
stuff
they're
there? Speed or
no, the M5 stack.
And then you you set them up with this. We say
This
find
is
the
the
next
original
camera,
model, and there
you
were
scan the tag on it to get the
it had a
number.
microphone and something else in it, and they found
say,
out that the microphone and the other device
say,
doesn't
like any
work.
other device,
okay.
So they came out with a new
How
model
many do you have?
that actually has it, and
And you can see, you can pick any of the 20 and see it.
I'm just waiting for the new model to come out because
It's not out already.
no,
The price is not,
it's probably going to be a little bit more expensive,
or the
but
same one, and this will be reduced.
but they promised everybody who bought the original model that they would give them a little bit of a discount for the second model when it comes out.
If you want to
So,
look at everything at one time.
so I'm
which I
waiting
did
for
a
that
little
to
bit earlier,
happen.
I had something.
But that's
Record all your logs.
Leroy, do they give specs on those things, or you just buy it as a camera?
These are 2,000 bad
And then they're all live.
Cool.
Those are 2 frames per second. When you get that many things on Wi-Fi, yeah. And you, for security, it's fine.
Which computer that's talking to that?
Yeah, yeah, right.
But they're
quite too big.
this one has SD card built in if you want to do that, motion detect. I also on iSpy you can record whatever you want. I want to
There's,
record for 250 hours and a maximum of 5 gigs.
this is probably what you.
exchange phone numbers.
Where you go.
Can you tilt
Very
and
technical.
You can. It's a little bit harder to do it with iSpy. With the camera,
That's the,
absolutely very easy.
That's the specs for the small one.
Not this,
The
this
the
one's harder. You
website
can
the
do it with
website
this one.
has similar specs for the larger
Because
one,
this is-
and the
this-
speed the
this
speed
software will
website
look at anything.
shows
Just
all
about
the
anything
features
out there.
for its model too.
Finally
So-
get sorted out
Get
is
rid of that.
where it came from. So he said, oh,
Um,
And then the other.
Wow.
as it turns out, it was because I believe this
M5
Bezos
is
was washing
a moderately decent company. I really like M5.
reporting on the Saudi royal family
That little sticker there on the back,
murdering and dismembering the guy.
that tells you the GPIO pins for everything. The button. So they tell you how to use it,
I just have
which a lot of
6 meg.
a lot of the
down, so I
Chinese
don't have
companies
big bandwidth
don't.
here.
Right, okay.
A lot of Chinese companies throw it at you and say, "Good luck, have fun."
These this diagram, these instructions, like, right up your
Have you noticed any tariff kind of
And you
increases
can run
and that stuff?
But
the
it
code
depends
that
on
we
Zoom, it
saw.
has
You can run the code in the camera itself. The difference is that it doesn't have the screen,
Right.
and it has a serial
That's really, if you're gonna be like zooming front yard. I need to
connector,
do
A Grove connector.
a Grove
to see the
with serial or
driveway.
what?
These are pretty wide angle.
I am not clear.
It's not improved resolution.
Yeah,
It's a bigger
I am
picture.
not clear on whether or not that's a UART or if it's an I2C.
Sounds like it.
But
And it depends. Now this is the other
he's
gang
the
of cameras that I
the
have.
guy that I got the thing from is using it as a UART. So
And
Can be done
this is
some way.
a different.
You know, you have a
SV3C. These are not PTZs.
a Grove connector,
Different
and usually
variety. If you do-
this
if you wanna
microcontroller
use
can use the pins
regular
as
email
it wish.
or
You
you
can
wanna
use
use
I2C,
other
serial
features,
user,
you
or
don't
IO,
need
a
phone.
copy of IO. You can do everything.
These
They,
don't have phones.
Yes, I think you can use it as a serial thing.
that Grove
Yeah,
connector,
yeah.
I know you can use it either or. This one here,
I2C or
I'm not sure. He has it set up for UART.
now
in
it's,
that program.
there is a UR, right?
Yeah,
That's that.
but
You only get.
it's
You
not
can
clear.
do
I don't see where it actually
individual
says what
pictures.
that Grove connector is.
But this
Anyway.
is not as flexible. You have
I'm
to
not
use the
clear
software
what
for
that
these
Grove.
cameras.
It just says
You can use
That it's
iSpy.
compatible with Pro.
I will buy one
I
of
look at the
those
same
cameras.
camera
I
with
like
iSpy.
that.
They support all varieties.
Robot.
These
I already have the
Right.
controller you gave me, the orange one.
use higher bandwidth.
The
there's a whole bunch of stuff. But the street cam's $35. 2 meg. Try them. They're good.
I missed that.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to use your phone a lot, they're great.
you got all kinds of extra
This is Cam High.
stuff.
I was using Cam High to look at those. Cam High is a standard.
I'm glad they
software
got rid of the
package. I'm sure it runs
stuff
on
that doesn't work anymore.
Linux if you
See,
want to run that.
Ground voltage and 2 pins.
I did a summary in my folder.
They're using 2 different pins.
I think you
So if
can
you look at
put whatever you want in those pins.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just looking
if
at
you
some
look
of
at
the
these,
things you're mentioning. Trying
if
to
you look
type.
at that, it's 14 and 15,
And the other one's 34 and 35.
34 and 35. So
What's the name? Unit 5 is the name of the camera.
Unit 5.
Plus, Jim, I've been spelling things wrong, so it's slowing me down.
So
You put one of those in the hallway, then it knows when people are coming through the hallway.
yep.
Usually I don't know if to spell something wrong until it gives me a
You could have it
bunch of
like
nonsense.
when it saw the 3 or 4 faces over here that it saw. You could have it count. You can and then display up on the screen. There's 3 people
You
here.
can have it tomorrow
I can have
by
it tomorrow
Amazon.
by
for
Amazon.
29.
That's too much. They're only $17 from China. If it's free shipping, then
And a month waiting.
I don't know. Actually, it didn't even take a month. There's the order that I placed 3 weeks ago. I guess maybe it has been a month. It's been about 3 weeks. It's sitting in Chicago right now, waiting to get here.
Well, you enjoy your, what was it, virus?
Corona.
Corona.
uh,
I think you go and try to open a package from China.
I didn't even think about that. Oh well.
No, as long as there aren't snake bits mixed in with your other products, you should be okay.
You never know.
Get free chicken with one.
See, I think the benefit of using the speed is the fact that it can be mounted on a breadboard. So if you wanted to do more experiments with it or add your own sensors to it, you could. But there's where you download the IDE, and there's where you do the firmware updates, and there's where you find out more stuff. So I will work on getting it to face track with the robot now that I am smarter now, and maybe we could do that next week.
Well, you may have, or may remember that I've scanned in a tremendous number of photographs, and I've used Microsoft